Former heavyweight champ Lennox Lewis joins the show now to discuss that fight Saturday. But before we get into it, Lennox, I know you watched Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. last weekend. What did you make of Tyson's performance?
I thought his performance was great. It's great to see Mike Tyson back in the ring again. And, a lot of people were catching some nostalgia in there and bringing back old times. My son really opened my eyes to it. He said, "Dad, can you actually believe it? I'm actually watching guys that boxed in your era." So I'm like, "Yeah, that's great." So he was happy for that.
So Lennox, what did you see from 54-year-old Mike Tyson, the man you defeated and sort of ended his real career? Did you see legitimate punching power left in that body of his?
Well, Mike Tyson still got the mechanics of boxing, and he knows how to, pivot and turn. He knows the biomechanics of boxing. So, yes, he's got weight, he's got power still, and he wound up a couple times, the ones that you see on the pad, boom, 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 that quick combination. He had to slow himself down. Roy Jones was tired. That's because he's in with the heavyweight. He's moving around. He doesn't want to get hit. Then he has to hold him. So there's two components there.
And then plus, I think Roy was also carrying some extra weight. Roy's not used to carrying 215, even though it's only 8 rounds, and I think it's 2 minutes per round. That's still a lot of weight for him, a guy that mainly fought at super middleweight 168.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's probably his walking around weight.
Right.
And then you train and you get down to a certain weight class that you feel comfortable to box with.
So, Lennox, what would happen if Mike Tyson at 54 took on a legitimate young contender? I know I would pay to see it, but what do you think I would see?
You'd see a young man against an old man. You know what I mean? There's a time when, boxers need to stop because the young guys are just hungrier. And, 54 is the wrong time to be boxing again. You got to be boxing in your teens, in your 20s and 30s.
Well, you also saw the undercard. You saw Nate Robinson take on a YouTube guy, Jake Paul. Tell the people at home what went wrong with Nate. Why was he knocked out? What did you see?
Well, boxing is a very serious sport, and there's a lot of people that really put the time into it, and they sacrifice their time. And this is not no play thing. It's a serious thing. People get hurt, and this is just a reminder that if you're into boxing, take it seriously. It's not no play thing. He probably took it seriously. I'm not saying he didn't take it seriously, but you need experience. If you don't have experience, then you get caught in a situation you don't know how to do it, and it's embarrassing. So I don't know how much boxing he took, or if he had some fights previous, which he should have, and that would have helped the whole thing. But it's entertainment, and some people were entertained.
So Lennox, put Mike Tyson, just sum this up for us, put Mike Tyson's sort of life and times and his boxing career into perspective. How do you view him in the big picture?
You're talking about big picture as him fighting again, or big picture as his
looking back.
Career?
Who was he? What was he as a champ, and then one who struggled?
Yeah, Mike Tyson, we've all gone through trials and tribulations, and Mike Tyson, he came from a rough background where, he had some people look after him, Customato, and cared for him. And then Customato wasn't there for a while. And, he seemed to, go downhill in the sense of going through different dramas with promoters and personally and publicly. And then, the reinsurgent of Mike Tyson is back again, and, he's doing good things. He's in movies. He's got his own show. He's doing great charity work. So this is the kind of turnaround you want to see in somebody's life, it's up and down story. Same thing with my documentary, The Untold Story. A lot of people don't know my history, what my path was, what I went through. and this gives them an overview of my career as well. So, and Mike Tyson's very much in there as well, and you could see how long me and him were connected since we were 15. He actually educated me about old-time fighters and the history of boxing, and I was amazed at how much he knew about that. So he educated me on that.
And by the way, the movie of your life, it's called Lennox Lewis, The Untold Story, is narrated by Dr. Dre. And when is it available?
It's available right now on Crackle. It's available. And please go see it and tell me what you think. Okay,
we shall. So now let's turn to what's coming up Saturday night. You're going to be there for the Errol Spence bout, Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia. And I'm going to ask you the question every boxing fan wants to know. Obviously, about a year ago, Errol Spence Jr. was involved in a horrific, life-threatening car crash, got ejected from his vehicle, eventually charged with DWI. Nobody seems to know what does he have left now? What will he be? What is your gut telling you? What should we expect from him this Saturday night in his return to the ring?
This is the big question. Everybody wants to know that, when somebody goes through a big accident like that, or maybe a loss, it's almost like a loss because it kind of throws you back. He was in the hospital bed. He had to do some operation. And now he's coming back against one of the top guys, Danny Garcia. He's no slouch. He's a serious competitor. And, he's saying, Errol Spence is saying he's okay. We just want to see if he's okay. Nobody really knows for sure. It's not 100% until we see him perform, and we're satisfied that he's okay, then he's okay. So, this is what makes exciting fights, because there's different aspects of the fight which, we have to look at. We have to look at, is he okay? Did that accident affect him? Will Danny Garcia be able to tell everybody that it's a lie, it's not the truth? And, I'm excited about the fight. I'm looking forward to it.
What will you be looking for to see if Errol Spence Jr. is okay? When will you know will you know by the second, third round, or will the fight need to go, if it goes later, when will you know? How will you know if, okay, he's the same guy?
Just how the fight's gonna go, because there's different ways that he could fight the fight. He's usually, he likes to go after his guy, right, and apply his own pressure. He likes to do his own thing in there. So is Danny Garcia gonna allow that, or if he's able to stop it? We're gonna have to see. And then we're gonna have to see if he gets hit by a couple shots and how he reacts with these shots. And how does he look in the middle rounds? How does he look in the last couple rounds? Those different things. Is he listening to his corner? What information is his corner giving him? Is that the right information? So there's a lot of different factors in a fight.
Well, I want him to win because I want to see him and Bud Thurman fight. That's what everybody want to see. That's what you want to see, Lennox. That's what I want to see. That's the fight everybody wants to see.
Yep.
Yeah. Terrence Crawford?
Yeah, Terrence Crawford, Bud Crawford.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, listen, another amazing fight. The little guys, the young guys, they're great, and they just want to go out there and perform, and we want to see great performances.
How about Lennox Lewis and Klitschko one more time? Like Tyson and Roy Jones, Klitschko, Lennox Lewis. You down?
I may be down.
Well, what about Tyson and Lennox again? No?
I mean, hold on. They say that fight did somewhere between 1.2 and 1.5 million buys, Lennox. That'd be a nice little come up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.